Hey guys, what is up? This is Wark here, bringing you another gameplay commentary. This gameplay you guys are going to be watching is Hardpoint Slums and League play. I dropped like 40 and 19 or something. It's a lot of objective submachine gun gameplay. But anyways guys, this is an episode of the Thought Bubble. So I'm just going to dive right in to the idea I'm bringing you guys today. And that is giving us a new weapon class in Call of Duty. And the weapon class I'm thinking of, guys, is something like a cross between a submachine gun and an assault rifle. And we kind of saw that with Black Ops 2 here, guys. They brought us the Peacekeeper. It works okay, I guess. I don't really like it. It's not really one of those great guns that you want to use all the time, kind of like the MSMC for me is, guys. But it does function kind of what I'm talking about here. And that is, it doesn't have a hell of a lot of recoil. It is a 4-shot kill, I believe, and it doesn't lose a lot of its range. And what it feels like to me is like they made the M27 a little faster and put some more recoil on it. And I love the M27. I love it because it's got that laser beam shooting. It's got these open sights that a lot of the ARs don't have, so I don't feel the need to use a reticle on it all the time. But it's not really one of those guns that you use for competitive, because it is a 4-shot kill, and its fire rate isn't fast enough. But the type of weapon class I'm kind of talking about, if we had, would be something like a carbine. And if you guys don't know, in the real world here, the guns in the real world, you know, we have our assault rifles, we have our submachine guns. Submachine guns are not used for anything really besides really close range combat. And obviously this is Call of Duty, it's an arcade shooter. It doesn't have any real sense of realism, honestly. It's focused on competitive gameplay, fast competitive gameplay. That's what we love about it. And the reason I thought of this, guys, is because I've recently been trying to really like solidify what type of player I am, whether I was an assault rifle player or a submachine gun player. And I really like playing assault rifle because in certain situations, obviously it's a situation thing, but in certain situations if I was very accurate, you know, I could use the assault rifle effectively. But in competitive, if you're using 3 attachments on your assault rifle, you're really kind of you're wasting slots that could be used for something more effective, like running 4 perks or running, you know, running tacticals to impede the enemy. So I really found myself lacking in that sense, that I really wanted to use an AR, but I really had to feel like I had to use 3 attachments to effectively use one because of this aggressive playstyle I have. And if we had something like the carbine, it could really bridge this gap. I think it would open up a really, if they were allowed in competitive, if they existed, they would bridge this kind of playstyle gap that I feel like a lot of good competitive players have between, do I want to run an SMG or do I want to run an assault rifle, because they really are kind of polar opposites. And so I feel like if I had something like this that I could run in a competitive sense and it was applicable in a competitive scene, it would be what I would use, because I like engaging at that long range when I need to. I really like the aggressiveness that I can bring with, you know, a quick draw MSMC. I don't need to use stock on it. I don't need to use a sight because it has open sights. But it's also what I would fear if something like this was in the game, because it'd kind of be like that jack-of-all-trades thing. If there was a gun like this, there's no way it could be a 3-shot gun. It would be way too powerful, and it'd just be insane. It'd kind of be like I'm guessing if it was a 2 or 3 shot, it'd kind of play like the UMP did from Modern Warfare 2, where it was just absolutely insane. It had so much power. It had very manageable recoil, and you could cross-map people with it. It was just ridiculous.
Hostile RCXD in your AO.
But you know, some examples of kind of guns in Black Ops 2 that kind of operate or feel like they would fit into this carbine class would be the Peacekeeper, obviously, but more so than the Peacekeeper, the M27. The M27, guys, when I use it, I feel like I can have a more aggressive playstyle with it. It feels fast to me. It's a full auto, you know, constant fire rate gun. It's not like the AN-94 where it has this giant spurt of recoil. And it doesn't have a lot of recoil, which is one of the reasons I feel like I can use it very well. It has consistent hip fire. Its hip fire is very good. And it kind of operates like it should be a carbine. And I think the reason it does operate like it should be a carbine is because in real life it is a carbine. It's kind of the M4 of this game, and the M4, guys, is a carbine. You know, the M8 in this game operates like a real assault rifle in the real world does, where it's burst fire. You know, if you fire from the hip, it's not always going to hit. It's got pretty good hip fire, but it's not amazing. And obviously, we're playing online where there's lag and there's discrepancy. But you know, the AN, you know, it's been characterized as a high-powered, like a high-powered SMG in the competitive scene, which it feels like. But at the same time, if I was using an AN, I'd be very confident, you know, long-ranging someone, because you can just burst it, because it has that burst functionality. And it's really difficult when trying to think of something like this. Like, if we had a new primary category, what would you want it to be? I personally hate LMGs, but that also is because in this game they're ridiculous. But I mean, it's a difficult thing, because when you get down to the specifics of how it would work, you know, you'd think it'd be simple. You just cross-reference a submachine gun and an assault rifle. But if you have something like this, there'd be so much room for it to be overpowered, because it would be that kind of jack-of-all-trades gun. Which, I mean, we kind of already get that with some of the SMGs and some of the assault rifles. I think more so the SMGs, because they already have that faster ADS movement and that better hip fire. And so, I don't really know. I kind of want to hear back from you guys on this, because for me, I think it's a good idea. I think it's intriguing. It provokes thought. But personally, I mean, I've given it a day and a half of thought, and I still can't think of how it would fully be used. Whether we should have something like this, or whether we should just hope that that a gun like this more so or less pops up within one of the already primary categories, which if it did, it would most likely be overpowered. So, I mean, when I come back to it, I think of the specifics of, you know, and guys, I'm focusing on primary categories right now. I'm going to bring another commentary all about what I think they should do with the secondary category. And then there'll be another thought bubble episode it's going to be a little interesting. I think you guys, I'm going to tie two different topics together in it. I think you guys will really like it, because it'll make you think. But anyways, guys, it's kind of wrapping up here. The gameplay's wrapping up. We end up slapping these guys, I think, 250 to... I don't think they get another point. And quick note, I have no idea how to use war machines. I'm terrible with them. I can shoot 12 bullets and I won't get a single fucking kill. It's ridiculous. But anyways, guys, I'm really glad you stuck around and you listened to this long commentary. I know it was a little bit of a longer one. I didn't feel like 5 minutes was good enough for this. I tried doing one and it didn't work. But anyways, guys, please leave a comment below. Tell me how you feel about this, and I'll see you later. Peace.